everyone, I am Janhavi Panwar. If you guys are new here, then welcome to my channel. If you guys are not, then welcome back to my channel. And in this video, we're gonna fix our brains. Not that there is anything wrong with our brains, but the problem about procrastination. So we're gonna move from procrastination to productivity. How can you lead a productive life? How can your day be super productive? So from procrastination to productivity, fix your or our mind. So let's get started. See, why do we procrastinate stuff? First of all, let's understand this. Why do we postpone stuff? You have to get this one thing clear. You procrastinate stuff not because you're lazy, but because your mind is playing tricks on you. Yes, you heard that right. I know a lot of people think, oh, I'm very lazy. That's why I procrastinate. That's why I postpone stuff. No, you're not actually lazy. Your mind is playing tricks on you. So you remember that whenever you postpone, you're not lazy, you're not lethargic, your mind is playing tricks on you. So what is this truth about procrastination? Let's learn about the truth of procrastination. Procrastination is not actually about time management. Let me tell you that. It's not about time management. It's about emotional management. It's about managing your emotions. I know you people must be thinking emotional, but my emotions are in check. I'm always very happy and positive. So you must think that your emotions are in check, but they're actually not. Why? Because procrastination is not all about time management. It's actually about managing your emotions, emotional management. See, I know what you guys must think. We think that we procrastinate or postpone our tasks, or we delay our tasks because we think they're hard. It's actually not. Our brain is wired in a way that we seek very quick rewards. And you do not get rewarded when you do something like studying. So you are uncomfortable. Your brain is uncomfortable when you're studying, when you're reading, learning, or doing any task, performing any job that you have been procrastinating. It's not hard, but it's uncomfortable. So remember that. So whenever you feel like, all right, I'm gonna postpone this, your mind is actually seeking for a quick reward. Now, what is a quick reward? A quick reward can be watching Netflix, because when you complete a task, you actually feel like, now I've done it. Now I'm gonna watch Netflix. But how about if I do not do it, then I can just watch Netflix directly. So that's a quick reward. Eating snacks is a quick reward. Going out, having fun with friends. All of these things, they are quick rewards. But when you study, that's not quick reward. You're gonna get reward pretty late, maybe 2 or 3 days, maybe a couple of days, couple of months, couple of years. So you feel like no studying. So how can you actually stop procrastinating and start studying? So I hope I made it clear that it's not actually because the tasks are hard or you're lazy. It's something else altogether. So now let's get started. Now let's talk about some tips and tricks that will actually help you turn your procrastination into productivity. Let's get started. Number one is shrink your tasks. When you shrink your tasks, so instead of feeling like, all right, I have got to study 6 chapters, instead of feeling like studying 6 chapters, what you're actually going to do, you're going to tell your brain that I'm going to study 1 chapter. So you're going to make your task smaller, because obviously, if you have not been reading or studying or performing your job for quite a long time now, then all of a sudden you're not going to just get up and think, yes, 6 chapters, not going to happen. You're going to shorten it. So what's going to happen? You're gonna switch that fear to momentum. So when you actually switch it to momentum, then you just get in the flow. It's actually about getting in the flow, not feeling like, oh my God, 6 tasks, and your brain will start ignoring it. Why? Because again, it's very uncomfortable for your brain to do 6 chapters in one go. So instead, you're going to tell your brain, all right, 1 chapter. For example, you have to write a 10-page assignment. So instead of telling your brain, okay, you have to write this 10-page assignment, you tell yourself and your brain that we are going to write 2 pages for now. So shrink your tasks, make your tasks smaller. If you have to read a book and you have to read like 300 pages, then just tell your brain, okay, 20 pages. So shrink your task, make your task smaller so that it does not feel uncomfortable for you to study. Now let's talk about tip number 2. Tip number 2 is the 10-minute rule. I've heard people doing the 5-minute rule, but I actually go with 10 because I feel like nothing good will actually happen in 5. So what's the 10-minute rule? So when you start, starting is the hardest part. So if you have to study, starting always will be the hardest part. You know, climbing the first step on a ladder will always be the hardest part. So you tell your brain that what I'm going to do, I'm going to set a timer for 7 minutes, for 8, and maximum 10, and I'm only going to study for 10 minutes. Because once you start and you actually keep studying for 10 minutes, then you feel like studying more, maybe 2 minutes more, 3 minutes more. But yes, you do feel like doing it more. You do feel like it. Because always remember that when you are in the flow, then it's always easy to maintain that flow. But when you start, that starting is the hardest point. That's the difficult point. So once you get it over with, then you can just maintain your flow. You're going to study for 10 minutes more. Then you tell your brain, all right, just 10 minutes, because 10 minutes are nothing. So 10 minutes more. So just keep on repeating. 10 minutes are nothing. I can study for 10 minutes. That's it. 10 minutes. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's it. So you can keep on moving ahead. But if you're going to think, oh my God, I have to study for 60 minutes, then again, it's going to become uncomfortable for your brain. So the 10-minute rule, follow this. Tip number 3 is switch on your no perfection mode. I know a lot of students think, and not just students, everybody thinks this, is that whenever I'm going to start something, whenever I'm going to start performing an action or just do anything, a job, a task or anything, then I'm going to do it with utmost perfection. See guys, you cannot actually bring perfection in everything. There are going to be flaws. So just tell yourself it's all right to have flaws. The thing is, you reward for the action. Do not reward yourself for perfection. Reward yourself for the action. And once you start rewarding yourself for the action, you actually start feeling better, you start feeling productive, and then you bring perfection. Perfection is the later stage, not the starting stage. Perfection is always going to be the later stage. First, you have to start, and when you start, there are going to be flaws, you are going to make mistakes. But if you're not going to be disappointed, if your mistakes are not going to sway you into not studying, then you can move forward, and then perfection will actually be there with you. So don't ever think, all right, I'm going to do it perfectly. Why? Because if you're going to start with this expectation, and if you do not do it perfectly, then you're going to feel like not studying again anymore. So no perfection mode, switch on that. Next tip is, this is tip number 4, positive triggers and environment. Now, what are positive triggers? See, sometimes we're like, all right, somebody got scared, or like somebody's mad at you, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm very scared now. No, I'm very anxious. So that's a negative trigger. But what is a positive trigger? So you have to create a positive trigger by yourself. A positive trigger is going to be, so if you're a mother, she says, all right, go out. You know, you have to run some errands. So that you can create it a positive trigger. So whenever you feel like, all right, whenever my mother says that I have to go out and run some errands, I'm going to come back and start studying. So that's a trigger. Another trigger, another positive trigger for you can be, for example, if you're watching your phone and just scrolling reels on Instagram. So instead of letting it affect you in a negative way, how about you create it into something positive? So you tell your brain over and over. See, it's all about repeating. It's all about telling your brain. Whatever you're telling your brain, whatever you're repeating, your brain will follow that. Brain is your slave. You have to make it work. So whenever you're scrolling reels on Instagram, just tell yourself, the next time I scroll reels on Instagram, I'm gonna study. Scrolling reels on Instagram means studying. So give it a different definition. So create positive triggers for you. Obviously, these were just some examples. You have to create these positive triggers by yourself. Another thing was environment. See, environment, it really matters. Number 1, you have to keep your phone in a whole different room, because of course, I know you're that lazy that you're not gonna get up and go to a different room to get your phone. You're not even get up to get a glass of water. So a phone, maybe you can because you're addicted to it, I guess. However, just keep it in a different room whenever there is a focus block of you doing something. So keep it in a different room. Another, clean desk. Always keep a clean desk, because when there is a clean desk, you actually feel like studying. But when everything's all messy, you see everything's messed up, everything's like that. So your brain will get messed up. Never ever study or perform your job in a very messy environment, of course. And if you're Einstein, you think, no, Einstein was like this. Ladies and gentlemen, you're not Einstein. You have to start from here. So clean desk, clean work. I never feel like studying whenever my room is all messed up. I always feel very uncomfortable with that. So I hope you bring on that same feeling. And now let's talk about another tip, which is the last tip. Reward the action, not just your result. What do I mean by rewarding the action? See, so listen to me very carefully. If you only ever feel good after finishing your task, then your brain will never crave starting. And that is the truth. If you feel good only after finishing, like, yay, I've done this and completed. So your brain will feel like I'm only happy when you're done with the task, but you're never happy when you're actually performing a task or starting a task. What do you have to do? You have to create a trigger in order to start, because you have to start. Otherwise, you're never gonna start. Why? Because you're not happy during the task. You're only happy after the task. So just study for 10 or 15 minutes, then reward yourself. Maybe bring a cookie or something. Feel happy. Like, wow, I studied for 15 or 20 minutes. I did this for 30 minutes. So be happy about it. And if you're only happy, like, yes, now I'm done, then you're happy, your brain won't ever feel like starting. Your brain will feel, all right, this is a waste of time. I'm never going to feel happy. So remember that. So this is how you can transform your brain. This is how you can convert your procrastination into productivity. And as for me, I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Follow all these tips and techniques. I'm pretty sure they're gonna help you. Let me know about your journey in the comment section down below. And until my next video, bye everyone, stay safe. Also, all of my English courses are out now, which you can go and check out on my website, www.janhavipawar.com. Bye everyone, stay safe.